Problems, nothing.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel Off the Underside. We've got our podcast tonight where we are going to be talking about all the biggest and the most recent news that has been coming out of Scottish football. I'm joined by the usual suspects, Corey and Davey. How you getting on, Trips?
Living life, brother.
Amazing, mate.
Amazing, mate. Good to hear it. And also, we've got our good friend back, wee Robbie boy. It's been bad news today for you, Robbie, unfortunately, mate, but we'll get into that later. Besides that, how are you?
I'm doing very well, Jamie. Thanks again for the invite. It's nice to finally be joined by Corey again. It's been a wee while since me and Corey have spoke, so it's nice to be joined by everybody this time.
You're about the only person in the world that's happy Corey is like joining us and stuff, so Corey's not even happy that he's here, you know what I mean? So but it's good to have you back, mate. Thank you for coming on. So first of all, we're going to talk about the. In fact, has anybody been up to anything besides football? Anything exciting been happening?
No.
I was at a log cabin the other week.
How was your log cabin? Was that nice and snuggly?
Aye, it was. It was a bit fucking nightmarish to fucking drive. Aye, it's cold and all. But the drive was a pure nightmarish, man. You had to go up like halfway up a fucking mountain or a hill, man. It was dodgy. She's only got a wee courser, for I'm never going to make it.
Did you have a nice romantic time anyway? But
always, mate, always. I'm the most romantic man you'll ever meet.
Just to tell you, I've got an empty next week.
Here we go. Party your bit then?
Yes.
That's you going fucking missing in action for about a weekend, is it?
But the bad thing is it's Monday to Friday.
Oh my God. You've actually been left to your own devices for a full week, man. That's just...
Aye, mate.
Amy's going to come back to the house like fucking Central Station was.
No,
Exactly.
Motorbikes and that, picking up roaches.
Aye. Fucking hell, man. She's a brave woman leaving her house to you for a week, man, I'm telling you.
Correct.
What about you, Robbie boy? Have you been up to just working away?
Aye, mate, it's been fun trying to navigate my wife who pays like Glasgow this week with the buses. It's been a good laugh. Half of them are full, so no, that's been fun. Apart from that, just cracking on with it. Obviously, I woke up this morning to the news that I'm sure we'll talk about later, which was fun. But aye, it's been a good week. Obviously, Jamie, we were on my channel last week as well. That was quite fun.
That was a lot of fun, mate. That was good. I made the mistake on your podcast though to tell you that Corey was going to pick all these like extravagant names and stuff like that, because he did tell me a couple of names the day before, and then I said to him, "Well, what's your team going to be?" And he just fucking piled out all these Celtic Rangers players. So, I mean, it might not be as exciting, mate. I apologise for that.
Like DeMarcus Beasley's getting a shout out, man.
DeMarcus Beasley. Remember he went for a piss on the sideline, didn't he?
I think so. I think that's right.
Yeah, he went for a piss on the sideline.
What game was that?
I think it was during the World Cup or the Euros. I don't know, couldn't be the Euros or World Cup.
But if a fucking bit of wind caught the cunt, he was off. He was flying in a postcode. Well, it's like that pound note.
Some players.
What's happening, Sasha Campbell? Nice to have you in the chat. Aye, so let's get into the football, guys. The weekend there was the Scottish Cup. First of all, Falkirk made it through on Friday night. Did anybody watch that game?
No.
Aye.
No. No.
Robbie watched it and he was even podcasting with me. How can you not watch it?
Because it's Falkirk Dundee night, isn't it?
So you're meant to be a football fan and a football podcaster?
I'll tell you what, I watched St Mirren Partick Thistle. That was it.
You would have been better off watching Falkirk Dundee United for the way your game went.
Well, I know. But Falkirk made it through. That's a good... Now they're into the derby, I get it. Well, Dunfermline won the next night as well against Aberdeen, so it's a derby in the semi-final. Falkirk against Dunfermline, we're looking forward to that.
That'd be a good game. See Neil Lennon doing the aeroplane and fucking Hampden would be pretty funny.
Mate, John McLean will bitch slap him.
He'll do nothing. The chicken.
Well, mate.
He's that chicken.
Falkirk's here to win it, mate. Imagine that.
Would it,
Jamie, just had another tenner.
St Mirren do the double and get relegated. I seen that in a chat.
Don't even bring that.
Possible.
Some buckle.
I have some tweets at the end of this podcast.
So Aberdeen, we've got to talk about Aberdeen as well, getting absolutely battered off Dunfermline. They might be getting a new manager soon, who knows. Sorry, Robbie, but the state of Aberdeen right now, Dunfermline battering them. What did you make of that, man? Because did you see the goals for that?
Some of them are decent, man.
Mm.
Decent. I'm not really surprised because Neil Lennon he does get his teams up for these sort of games. Like, say, if he's the underdog, he does get the. Because we've got prime example Celtic versus Barca. He got us that result somehow. They done all right in Champions League with us and stuff like that, and he done well with Hibs against us and even Rangers at the time and stuff like that. So he's got that in his locker. So I wasn't really too surprised. Plus Aberdeen are woeful.
Aberdeen are terrible. I said 2 months ago they should have went and got the St Mirren manager, and today also looks like it. But I mean,
I've just got the memo, Jamie.
Yeah,
I've just picked up your memo.
they have, mate. 2 months too late though. They could have won fucking other matches since then. Do you know what I mean? They've made an arse yet, and they could actually be in like cup semi-finals and that. But they decided to wait and just trust Peter leaving for some bizarre reason.
But is it Peter leaving, or is he just the man in the side? It's that German guy, isn't it?
That's what I think it is.
See, when you read up on him, he's some fucking laugh.
But was he no arguing with fans at the weekend? I think he's arguing with fans on Instagram, I'm sure I heard. Because they've been moaning about the results.
Just on what Corey was saying, though, that I think I was listening to Charlie Mulgrew, and it's so interesting the way he speaks about Lennon. It's like almost Lennon does truly believe he can beat anybody that he plays, and he'll take that same mentality into Hampden. I'm sure he's got that spirit. I still think he could be in a better club than Dunfermline. That's no disrespect to them. They're obviously the fruit of a Scottish Cup semi-final, deservedly brushing aside an Aberdeen team that could have been about 5 or 6, by the way. But I think Lennon seriously still does have what it takes to be a top Premiership manager, and I think he's shown that with the Dunfermline job. He's done a smashing job. He knows how to get players up for a game. That's what Mulgrew was saying. He was saying, he makes a player believe he can beat anybody. He was saying Mulgrew was up against Sammy Khedira once, and he genuinely installed it into Mulgrew Lennon that he could actually beat him on the pitch when, realistically, Sammy Khedira's going to have him every day of the week. But it's just that mentality he's got to really beat anybody, and I think he showed that again. I really wouldn't surprise me with the 4 teams that are left. I think anybody can win the Scottish Cup now.
Definitely. That you're talking about Mulgrew when he was on open goal, when he was talking about Pirlo, and Neil Lennon said, Pirlo, his legs are gone. And then fucking, obviously, 2 minutes in, that Pirlo puts like a 30-yard pass across. It's like, he's fucking sure he's
premature, Rodney, but would you take Lennon as St Mirren manager?
I would, aye.
That's a good shout, by the way.
I've got a few names on the list that I'll obviously say.
We'll get to that, Corey. You're getting too eager here, mate. We're going to take a wee bit of time. We'll get into that because it's going to be a good discussion. But the Scottish Cup semi-final, the Scottish Cup of the weekend there, like I say, Falkirk got through on Friday night against Dundee United. Then Aberdeen did a job on Saturday night, and then Rangers play Celtic. Now, we'll talk about the aftermath on that in a minute, because that's obviously everybody wants to talk about. But in the actual game itself, Corey and Davies were both there in opposite ends, and then you ended up in the centre circle fighting each other here. But apart from that,
he's not got a fight in him, the chicken.
Corey, we'll go to you first, because you were the away supporter, and you were right down the front, actually. What did you make of the game itself?
Oh, it was terrible. It was a minging game of football. I thought Celtic were really passive. I thought Rangers at times looked really good, but I think they maybe took their foot off the gas at points. Maybe that they thought Celtic were pish, if you know what I mean. Like, we've got this in the bag regardless. I think... but even then, I don't think the goalkeepers had too much to do, which was a bit disappointing. Also, being a spectator of the game, I thought was a bit disappointing, but it just seemed like Rangers just crossed the ball into the box and hope for the best, and I thought Sinisalo done really well to deal with them. And apart from that, he didn't really have any major goal threats, any goal attempts, like major ones. Well, Celtic didn't have a shot on target apart from the first penalty. So it just shows you how good Celtic were. But we got the result at the end of the day. It was the more important thing.
I think that Celtic played, particularly from the second half onwards, I thought Celtic played for penalties. To be honest, it was kind of like that. I can't remember even an attack in the second half in normal time. Honestly, I can't even remember Butland having to make a save or nothing. I mean, even in the extra time, Celtic were just trying to see it out, and it was a dangerous game because, all right, Rangers were struggling to create like golden opportunities and stuff. But I mean, anything could have happened. Look at Chermiti's goal in the first game last week. You know, I mean, Rangers could have pulled a goal out for anywhere, but for some reason, Celtic decided to defend. And don't get me wrong, they did defend really well. I think Trusty was outstanding again. You know, even though he is prone to fucking making errors and that. I thought Liam Scales done well at left back. The boy Arthur done all right in that. So David, what did you make it from a Rangers point of view? I mean, it must actually be.
Trusty, mate. Trusty's a good game, and then he let himself down with that hang with Chermiti when he tried to slap the ball, and he went down kidding on, he'd fucking been shot. Other than that, it was all right.
Aye, but that must have been a different experience for you watching that game, because obviously, from a Celtic point of view, I'm just sitting fucking behind the couch going, it's just a matter of time before Rangers score. What did you make it from a Rangers point of view? As in, like, you're trying to score all the time?
Jamie. Flashes of that, mate. Both teams been absolute dog shit.
But Rangers had all the possession and all the fucking...
I know, but they done fuck all with it. So we've spoke about possession before, mate. You can have a fucking ball you want. You need to create stuff. And any times they created, it was bouncing off a Celtic leg or that. One shot in 120 minutes, I think, cut the target. And that was at the 2s, and it was us. Do you know what I mean? That's bad.
Aye, it was really pish.
Do you know what I mean? And then you look at how much the two squads cost fucking, what, 50 million each, and we had one shot in target at 120 minutes. It was a poor advert. The best thing about it was after full time, I'll have to agree, but we'll get into that.
I will get into that.
I thought the winger boy we've got, they only played 45 minutes against Dundee. He is fucking woeful.
Mate,
I do not see what.
1 minute he looked alright, and then the next minute you're like, what the fuck is he doing? And that's coming to me.
He can run, but he can't run with the ball. It was weird when he had the ball. It was awful.
Did they not attempt a cross and put it out?
Mate, I don't know. I
was
at perfect.
That was in the extra time.
I was at the perfect angle I could see. I was like, either he's going to shoot or he's going to just dink the ball, and after he just done whatever he fucking done. And I'm like, he is minging. I don't see what Celtic, well, nearly close to signing him on a 4-year deal. I don't see what they've seen.
Panic buying, mate. It's January, isn't it?
But there's panic buying, and after you must be seeing highlights of the boy, but I don't know when he's honestly, he's had nothing about him.
But
I'll tell you what.
Go.
Sorry, I'll tell you what. I mean, you're calling him out, right? But no enough people are calling out, and I know he ended up the hero, but Fee Chara is just as bad. He's hopeless. He is absolutely hopeless, man.
What does he bring?
Nothing, mate. Nothing. No, he's no good enough.
He doesn't attempt to go for the ball. He just looks to see where the player is and starts fucking fanning about with him. And I'm like, the ball's in front of you. Fucking go to it. And then after he's like, oh, I've lost the ball. And then after he'll just do it again. You're like, you're not fucking doing enough.
I hope one shooter comes in, that's when you had a chance, because he was shite, man.
I thought that was like, see if we had...
I thought Giga and Fernandez, like your defenders, were brilliant together.
Aye, I thought it's the best I've seen Giga. Anyway, I've never
seen him when I'm getting a needed tennis. Fucking, there you go. He's got big men. You keep doing that, you fucking pair of dicks.
I thought, see if we had Maeda still on the pitch and we put him up front, I think we could have probably caused sort of a wee bit more issues. But
he spurred him out wide, didn't he? To bring
but even then, he was a wee bit fucking. I know he obviously scored and it was offside, but apart from that, he didn't do much.
But Roy shut down Butland lads, didn't he, in the first half? That was about it.
Aye, but
Maeda of old, and that was about it.
Maeda of old, he's doing that all game.
Aye.
He's just not. It's either he sends.
When did we speak about that last week?
Don't know. Maybe. He used to have all the energy, but it's gone. It's like it's not like if he's tired. It's just like he doesn't want to do the runs anymore. And I felt that way a load of the players, to be honest. I thought that Who else was it? Who else was playing? I thought Yang. I forgot who Yang was playing at points. I thought. Sorry, you're going to.
Graham, aka Hearts Enthusiast. How you doing, Graham? Evening, lads. Given the hype Scott Wilson came with you, he's been awful so far.
I thought he was pants. And I remember we were giving him a bit of stick after the corner, and he looked like a wee schoolboy in a way. He was looking at the referee like, is that acceptable? But it was only just like a wee you go, you fanny or something like that, and he was just pure. I don't like this type.
I don't know if he's ever played in a game as big as yours, but
still, like
he's played international games and that, hasn't he? You know what I mean?
Somebody put his stats up the other day, and it was like 1 goal, 2 assists.
But if you're playing with a club like Rangers and you can't have a bit of stick for the opposite position, you're not going to do well.
Again, it's one of the ones. He's a foreigner, isn't he? As we expect every cunt to fucking hit the ground running, mate, and it doesn't happen. We've just spoke about your £4 million winger. He's double that. Do you know what I mean?
I know, but I think it's because it's that loan option to buy. It's the loan option to buy. It's like,
but it's the same. We're $9 million for him. What he used for the big striker? About 8.
Don't know if it's
that.
I don't think.
Do you know what I mean?
It's not that much. I think it's like 4.5, 5. But
I think it's about 5.
I thought it was 8, but you wouldn't even give him 5 pence in a ginger bottle for any of the two of them. You'd expect the two of them for 2 ginger bottles, in fact.
They're useless. Robbie, what did you make of the game, mate, from a neutral point of view?
I mean, I probably enjoyed it more than you was 3 combined, to be honest with you. From a 0-0 point of view, I thought it was better than probably laid out to be honest with you. But I thought the Scott Wilson point was interesting because I take your point, David, that no everybody is going to hit the ground running. But when an out of position left back's getting booked after 10 minutes, Scott Wilson's just going to take a look at that and go, right, give me the ball and I'll just take a run at him and see what can happen. But he didn't. And
he's not done it for a game, Robbie.
No.
No beat anybody, mate.
And I know you rightly pointed out how bad Sutter was, and I thought he was terrible, but I thought Tavernier was just as bad when he came onto the pitch as well. I really wasn't impressed with him.
I'm not saying anyone, Tav, mate.
I was scared at that point because I thought Tav's been there and done it, and because of extra time, there's a few tired legs, and he's coming on a bit fresh. I thought his crosses might cause a bit more.
Which they did, though. Which they did. I mean, I'm not really.
I know what you're saying, but
look at the Fernandez handball was his corner.
I know, but apart from that,
do you know what I done?
Sinisalo done really well with any crossover in that box.
Do you know what I done?
He was my man in the match.
Fernandez goal. I jumped up and my foot hit the remote and the fucking thing went to Netflix.
No, yeah, man.
See, by the time I figured out what fucking remote it was Netflix. It was not each again.
Funny. Were you not at the game? I thought you were at the game.
No, I didn't get a ticket.
I was trying to get a ticket.
I went into the UB match. There was more action at that than what there was on that park until after the final whistle, obviously. And there was no day to Subway selling tickets, Jamie, and I'm no one to hold about for fucking an hour. So that was about the back of 11, so I just came up the road.
Yeah. I got offered £150 off a boy. He got the bus to Ibrox to try and get a ticket. I told him
See one of the ones that came through the fire exit?
Probably. But it was like, you see 20 minutes into the game, I'm like, I wonder if that boy's still outside. I'm shit, man. I don't like this one. Sorry, just scan it again, mate. Sorry.
I think the point by Graham there, because he's right. Jamie, we spoke about that wingers don't take him down, but in that moment in the game when it's only been 10 minutes, you've got to be hanging. Just get the ball to be and just play right through them and try and target Scales, because let's be honest, Scales isn't a good left back. As much as he had a comfortable enough afternoon, he's no great.
No. But see, the thing is, Robbie, it wasn't even Scott Wilson that got him booked, it was fucking Sterling.
Aye.
Sterling had more runs at him than anybody else. And it's mental because he broke the Samo in it to try and do that and all.
I thought he was a bit quiet because at the start, like you said, he was going like maybe overlapping with Olsen and it just stopped. I'm like, that was working.
Remember, he's asked the question about the net kick giving Sterling more trouble than Maeda did in the league game. None of the two of them fucking looked as if they troubled him.
It's like the thing with the net kick. It kind of, again, it's like when he starts a game, he's not.
I'm sure Lennon said it on the commentary, I know.
He's just not doing it. It's like, I like him. I think he's a really good player on his day, but he just needs to know for the first whistle, you have to perform like you do in the 70th minute coming off the bench. He can't just keep doing that because he won't have a good.
Nobody long.
That's what I mean. It won't be. We won't have a good Celtic career. It would just be more on mind him. He was all right, but he's got the potential to be a really good player for us. But he just needs to somehow unlock it and do it for the first whistle.
Who was it Celtic had on the left during extra time?
Who was it? Sorry, mate.
Who Celtic had on the left wing at extra time?
That new boy.
Ryan Vuku.
I was going to say the amount of times as well with Tavernier where he's up the pitch, and I think Tavernier's probably one of his best aspects is his deliveries into the box, but the amount of times you're actively watching him track back when Celtic are counter-attacking and then pointing at other defenders to go and cover him because he's too slow to get back, and I'm just like, see if you're Celtic, you've got to be so disappointed with not taking up that amount of space. There was so many times where Tavernier's caught about 20 yards out of position and Celtic can really punish them, and they just don't. But I mean, look, Celtic get the job done, so I doubt you'll care now. But it was just such a frustrating watch in terms of both teams could have easily went at each other. And I know what David's saying there, but
David's saying, guys, it took Mark Hateley 9 months to settle at Rangers Scoville in his time. But getting back to your point there, Robbie, I totally agree with you. Like, but the thing is, I think that's how Celtic were playing the game. I think that's how Martin O'Neill was kind of setting out his stall. I don't even think they were trying to get in positions of, trying to hurt Rangers. I think it was more about just trying no stop Rangers for scoring. Do you know what I mean?
Right. And anything that the part by Fernandez cut it out, to be honest with you.
I just don't think there was enough going forward for Celtic, and I think it was a tactical thing. I think it was just, we're happy to sit here behind the ball and, gamble that they won't score, which obviously paid off in the end, but it was a dangerous game, man.
Touch on what Robbie was saying about Tavernier, like pointing at other players. I've been saying that about Cal McGregor majority of this season. He just
today, mate.
I get it with the legs, but sometimes it's just like he's not that far away and you're pointing at him. Like, surely you can run that far. If you can't run that far, you shouldn't be starting games for Celtic, even if you're the captain. That's what I think.
I also have to mention that I thought the referee was terrible. I thought in the first there was no need to book Diamandi. There was just need. All right, it was a pretty late challenge. It wasn't reckless. There wasn't that high. You know what I mean? It wasn't deemed a booking in the first 2 minutes, man. And then he set a precedent after that where he was booking players who didn't need to be booked, and then he wasn't booking players who deserved to be booked. You know what I mean? Mikey Moore should have been booked in the first half. Negrin was away and he pulls him back and doesn't even fucking book him, and you're like, what?
Now, you'd have had another 6 or 10 fouls, mate, and not a booking commit.
I thought there was a couple.
But he booked certain players, one tackle.
I thought there was a couple as well. Raskin and Araujo when they had each other's tops. I thought that should have been a yellow card.
That's just handbags, mate. But see, the thing is, definitely booked Diamante. I think it was Romans, and Araujo touched him maybe halfway up the soap. Where the studs of the boot, it was not a gear thing like that, but if you're booking Diamante for that, how's he not getting booked for touching him with studs? Do you know what I mean? You're like, you can't book somebody after 2 minutes if you're not going to stick to it. And Lennon kept saying it, I know.
Aye, Lennon
on the commentary, do you know what I mean? It's mental.
Lennon's good on commentary, man.
Aye. But how you can come out after 2 minutes and book somebody and then no book other players, as Jamie's saying, Mikey Moore for pulling somebody back. You've not booked him, but you've booked somebody for hardly touching a player.
Aye, make it make sense type of thing.
But as soon as you give that yellow card after 2 minutes, man, it's just you're fucked after that. Because the Rangers fans were all getting on everybody's back and all that for wee slight challenges, and
exactly.
And
but that's what they expect. That's what Diamandi get booked for. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
I was doing a pay for the house, mate. I'm not going to lie.
Graham says the official gave himself an issue with that early booking. It's a derby game. You need to understand the fixture, and if you book someone early, you can't then let other challenges go. Absolutely bang on, mate. That's my point exactly.
It seemed like he wanted to be like, I'm the boss. I'm not going to let this slide, but he ended up just going back on his own probably philosophy. And
what do you make of the offside goal?
Don't know.
Well, he's off, isn't he? Letter of law, he's off. So.
But people are saying for another angle, he doesn't look off. So.
I see how this other angle pish. See when it comes to offsides and all that, man, you've got to trust the VAR. You can't trust VAR when it comes. You can't trust VAR when it comes to subjective kind of things like handballs and stuff like that. But when it comes to VAR, man, you may as well just put your hands up and just say, "Listen, they've drew the lines and that's it."
It's like us saying We could be saying, well, last week we get tell if it touches a horn and it looks as if it's going in. If it shots in target, it's a penalty. And then Trusty Horn balls it and it's not a penalty. And it's at the target, do you know what I mean? So you can argue both ways. Even though
no, hold on, that's two different things.
No, but I thought it Trusty's other arm. See the one sticking out?
Right.
The remote was nearly going through that bastard belly.
Again, Netflix is on.
That's enough of that. We're going to get to your sectarianism in a fucking minute, you dick.
Oh, it's only one side sectarianism, aye.
No. We're going to get to sectarianism. So I was just pointing out that you're the sectarian one here.
My boy said if you put on Instagram again and call everybody that was on that park an idiot, he knows where you stay, he says.
I'll give him my address, tell him I'll message him my address.
You put the kettle on for him.
Aye. And if any wee fanny turns up at my house with a mask on, then tell him he'll not be getting out alive.
Hey, I was going to try and get a mask for the right start, but
he acts like this, but if somebody at the door will be like that, sorry, you, and I'll be like,
he didn't phone me the other day. He's like, you tell that Jamie's a fucking idiot.
Your impression's getting better, but
Do what?
Davey's impression, his boy's getting better. There's the
No one else, man. He's real funny.
So anyway, Celtic went on and won the match, obviously on penalties. What did you make of the actual penalties? I just knew Gassama was missing. I stood up and I was like, he's missing this.
So did I.
But just the way he's walk up and that.
No, the walk up, but see when the ball was set and he was just blowing out his arse. I was like, nah, man, I've not got faith in this prick.
The one that shocked me was Tav. Sorry, Robbie. The one was Tav because I thought, they've got the first penalty out the way, and you just heard.
Just try to get right down the middle, ain't he? Similar to that.
We bet too much.
Chamberlain, he just turn it too high.
Aye. Sorry, Robbie, what were you going to say, mate?
No, I was just going to say, Sinisterra should have had another 2 saves, really. I think he'll probably be disappointed.
Aye, good point. Aye. I was raging, shouting at the telly, man, when when he didn't get to the... Whose one was it, man? Who took your penalty down? Aye, still go to that one. Still go to that one.
Was there no point in one way to something? Was that him?
No.
And then he went the other way and it went underneath him?
Aye, that one was a gutter. But see, when he started pointing the opposite direction, I'm like, what you doing? Don't be fucking Jersey Dudek here and do all the wobbly legs or in that shit.
I don't know, Graham. Because
Graham says, hold on, Butland's penalty record is actually superb. A normal game, but his record is in shootouts is brutal. Sorry, Davey.
I don't know how that is because he saved a couple of Fenerbahce's in a shootout. I don't rate him as a penalty stopper, so I don't actually agree with the first part either.
But I think in England, there's a few times like when he was at Stoke and that they had.
He saved a few for us, but I just thought he's no your Alan McGregor where you laugh. I don't think this is good. I did say that last week, right enough, with Hatatis. I think you saved this. He did. But
can I...
fuck. Penalties is your fucking your own luck, innit? It's not really down to keepers or players. It's one of the ones. It's
if you hit it good enough, it's going in.
Aye, mate. Clean, do you know what I mean? Or you end up with that game in Brazil.
I thought just quickly on the actual game, I thought Martin O'Neill's maybe showed his experience in these games more than Danny Rowe did, because one thing that stood out to me is Martin O'Neill's not get the fear of flinging on your Muvkas or whoever else it might be on the bench. Players that aren't particularly great right now and might never be for Celtic, but at least he realised in that game it needed a bit of energy, a bit of fight, a bit of something in it. That's where Danny Rowe got it wrong for me, David. I don't know if you agree, but seeing bringing on Majowski when you're playing a tap 2, that to me is wild in extra time. Like, Rangers needed pace up front. They needed a back and for me, Danny Rowe...
brought him on the last few, Robbie. I don't know why, but I know he has been shite right enough for us, unless it's fucking Queen's Park or something like that. But
the Rangers have an option of a speedy striker, though.
Speedy striker? Not really, mate, no.
I don't think it's speedy, but see when you need energy in a game, I think you've like Martin O'Neill, I think...
Well, that's the last 2 games he's not brought against them, he's not brought him on. So he's obviously not doing something. And to be fair, anytime I see him, mate, he's fucking straight.
If your argument should be flung out the water, he saved 8 out of his last 9 penalties. So they say Butler's no good at
You never
shootout.
say fucking 4 there, so that's right.
Well, I'm assuming he's talking about 90 minutes, mate. I'm assuming he's talking about like.
Stated that. He never fucking stated that.
He probably didn't think he needed to, you know what I mean?
That boy that you've had on the podcast, Jamie?
Nah, it's Graham, man.
I
No,
don't know, mate. I just see a
Graham.
hard badge but saying Graham.
You were on
Graham was on
with.
the BBC
I was
Scotland
there.
as well.
Were you know on with Templeton, no?
No, mate.
Graham took his place.
No,
Oh, so he replaced me and now he's trying to fucking ban me up in the comments.
Nice. Fucking. I might just do a wee late sub myself, actually. Graham, you're in, Davey, you're it.
Aye, sound mate. I'll just write abuse in the comments.
Standard then.
David Gray. David, my man, how you doing? The game was calling out for Finlay Curtis.
That's Harties at Kilmarnock.
Aye, I know, but I'm assuming he's meaning like if you'd kept him. Graham says it's so hard to replace you, Davey. Fight and talk, man. Fight and talk. Fight and talk.
I hope you get pumped in the next
Oh, here we go. Here's his wee fucking bitchin'. Here's his wee bitchin'. No cunt can replace Davey. There we go. Every single week, man. Every single week.
He didn't even say his name. He's like, oh, there's his bitch. He's like, yay, Craig, come here, mate.
I know, he didn't even fuck. He didn't even read that, man. He just knew it was him. Yeah?
Donnie spell it with me.
I know, he's feeling it as an off.
I used to
He flung the off.
get one.
He flung the off the underside mug out the fucking window.
He's asked for a replacement.
No.
Graham says I get pumped most days, to be fair.
Oh, hello.
Oh dear, dear, oh dear, dear, oh dear.
That's too much. That's just
Robbie, cover your ears. You're too young for this, sir.
Boss Davey's right, says Craig.
Right wing, Dave.
I might put you on a ban, Craig Hank. I might put you on a ban, mate. You can't be having this love towards Davey so much, man. Aye, so like I say, Celtic won the match on penalties. And then, when we thought it was all over, you know, it wasn't. Because Corey decides to run on the park, and then all his other pals run about him.
I heard that he was a battering ram, and that's how they got the fucking the blood did.
I would have ended up like that fucking Stuart man, just trying to get over the barrier.
He would have tried to get in that fucking stadium and fell down and hurt his leg.
You see the thing is, I was avoiding all sorts of missiles, and after I'm like, it's alright, then a fucking ball iron brew crack you right in the knee. I'm like,
Yeah, too up you. So I buy my pipe.
Right, so Gies, for your point of view, mate, you were in a Celtic end, near the front. Gies, your experience of what happened.
Obviously, like the penalty, scored the penalty. Everyone was up, getting abuse to Rangers fans, which I thought, this is what I was going to say as well. I thought that barrier was ridiculous. It was only 10 seats. It was a 10-seat barrier, and it was just a wee net. I thought that's fuck all. So we were getting abuse all game. Gave it abuse back. Then you seen a few people going on the pitch, which I thought was a bit wild because you can't really do that at Ibrox. It's a power.
Correct. Hold on. That's the first point. There's the first point where we need to go. Like, right.
I get the celebrations and all that stuff, but it's a fucking hotbed of a game. You just can't. Then all of a sudden, the other people.
Hold on. Before you get to them, like Rangers coming on, right? Hold on, right? Before you get to the lovely Rangers fans coming on the park, right?
Thanks.
You were at the game. You were standing there. You seen people jump on. You could have went on, am I right? You could have walked on that park.
Aye, probably.
Right, and you decided not to. You looked at people running about you and you thought, that's just daft. Right, so that's the first point here. Right, the first point is I've seen far too many comments and my comments and the videos I've done blaming everybody who went on the park, and there's far too many people going, you're talking shite, Celtic fans are only celebrating. Doesn't matter. Right, at the end of the day, if you went on that park on fucking Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon, and you decide to go in the park and you're not a football player, you're asking for trouble, you're inciting violence, you're inciting fucking headlines and everything. Don't care if you're celebrating, stay in the stand and celebrate, jump about, wave to the opposition, laugh at them, whatever. But as soon as you enter the field of play, you're a fud. right? That's just my opinion. And, you know, far too many people are saying Rangers came on to fight, Celtic came on to celebrate. It doesn't matter, in my opinion. I don't know if do you agree with that, Corey?
I think it was a bit daft. It was a bit daft. But
Well, it's not something you would have done, so, you know what I mean?
No.
It's like...
No, but that's what I was saying. I get the celebration to an extent, but I just thought doing it at Ibrox, doing it when it was a penalty kick-off and all that, you're right, it is a wee bit...
But
trouble's going to brew here.
See, I agree with the first part of your statement here, David, of Celtic fans saying...
You know what I mean?
Right, Celtic fans saying we went on the park to celebrate. Nonsense.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I don't agree they were goading the Rangers fans
I don't
because
think so.
what you're doing there is you're excusing the Rangers fans for coming on the park, right?
No,
And that's the next point. That's the next point. So, Corey, what happened after the Celtic fans went on?
Then
They shot it
Rangers-
and ran back.
Shut up, you.
No, Rangers fans, was it the Sandy Jardine? No,
Aye, the
Aye.
government, aye.
Aye, so the Sandy Jardine, there was a few people coming over, throwing digs like at each other and all that, blah blah blah. But I thought that was going to be the end of it. But one of them connected, and the boy folded like a long fucking.
Is that the
dick,
fact,
yeah.
cunt?
Aye,
So Celtic fans said they didn't fight on the park, so who decked him? Was it fresh air?
Fuck up. I was saying that he came on. He was throwing digs. Boy flung it back, and after it, all fucking hell broke loose.
Was the
But
cunt with the belt next to you?
No, he was in front of me.
With the belt?
He was in
Was
front
that
of me.
the-
I thought it was a
the
flag.
security?
I thought it was a flag. Then until I seen the video again, I'm like, fuck, it was his belt.
See all this, mate. Jamie, I agree with everything. I love it. That's what should be there. Two of them should have been on the centre circle, square and a half.
You know, the sad thing about it is you're not even kidding on. You know what I mean?
No.
The sad thing about that is you're not...
You're saying like first point, that's first point, that right? First point was the Ketlin and Celtic fans outside, and then that just starts off, so they end up fucking jostling with the poles outside. Then they open fire exits and fucking disabled doors. Every cunt runs in. There's your first 2 points, right? So there's cunts in the ground that shouldn't be there, who are obviously wanting to fucking cause trouble, because if they can do that, then they're going to cause trouble. Both fans went on, caused trouble. Let's no kid on and say we only went on to celebrate, because it's fucking pish. There's videos of Celtic fans spitting on disabled fans, normal fans for the side when the disabled fans are walking out. Rangers fans shouldn't have done what they done, but they fucking did it to protect. See, if somebody was breaking into your house, what do you do?
See, I'm not having that argument. I'm not having that argument.
Somebody breaks into your house, you protect. Rangers
I
fans
agree with you.
protected your house.
Nah, I agreed with you up to that point. I don't believe the Rangers fans went on there to protect the players and protect the fans.
No, I don't
the Rangers
agree with
fans,
that.
the Rangers
the guy
fans,
that ran straight for the dugout. That's a lot of shite. See that
Aye.
getting on the part and going for fans, fair enough, but don't go for players and staff.
but they didn't run on. Rangers fans didn't run on to protect any cunt. They ran on to go and fight with Celtic fans.
I did that to protect
No,
that
they
lovely green
Well,
grass.
why did the other
Champions.
40,000 fans? Why did the other 40,000 fans not run on to protect their stadium?
They were running on for every angle.
Yeah, that's.
What-
that's
but you've-
Where they are,
The large majority,
What a Sparta kick.
the large majority stayed in their seat. So
Because they're higher up, mate. I would
no,
not
anywhere,
think somebody
the
did that
large
on it,
majority
the buyer.
everywhere. The large majority everywhere stayed in their seat. So I'm not having this picture of they ran on to protect me.
It wasn't
Because it
just,
didn't.
Danny just say it was a Union Bears, but because it wasn't just Union
I
Bears.
never said it was. I never said it was.
No, I
But it's
know,
people
but
who run on to fight. They'll run on to fight.
Good.
I'm just saying that's the reason.
It's the same thing as well.
We never done anything, and there's videos of you throwing flares on the park and getting launched back at you. Do you know what I mean? That's how I don't agree with Celtic fans saying, don't involve us in this. It wasn't us, it was.
I know. I'm agreeing with
I
that.
know.
I'm
The whole
agreeing
game
with
was a
that.
shambles.
'Cause I
7,500 should never have been in Ibrox, right? So it was a poll with the SFA, and then after the game, what did they do? Put a statement out saying, we can't police this. You can. He's were us
Nah.
standing on the fucking corner doing nothing.
You
know what I mean?
Jamie, I agree with him there. See the way the policing was at that game, it was
Shite.
fucking
The
shocking.
polls have went out and done nothing
Shocking.
so that the two sets of fans would fuck it up so they could do that. We don't need to do this anymore.
I couldn't get down from the top tier.
Craig said he couldn't get down from the top tier.
It
See,
was trying
he
to help
was
us, but
You should have done what
Like-
that guy done at Park years ago and just jumped.
come on, you. don't do
That's you
that.
telling him to fucking jump, mate. That's pretty bad, man. Telling your
Remember the old
telling
firm
your wee
game
pal
we
here.
jumped off the fucking top tier? He get
I
stretched
know, nearly
out.
killed you, sir.
No,
I
but
was
they
at that
just
game, mate. I seen that fucking happening. I was right next to that when that happened.
All the fans would have caught Craig. He's sound.
No, but the Jamie was the policing was shocking. Trying to just get into the turnstile bit. We were all like fucking sardines. There's thousands of people trying to get in at the same time. There's people like Wayne's getting trampled on and all that sort of stuff. And then after they've got the cheek to say, "Do you have your ticket handy?" I was like, "Aye, but I don't know how I'm going to fucking show you at any moment in time." Then
Well, here's the
Yeah,
problem though.
that's
It's the
it.
probably because they've not had that fucking large scale at Ibrox or Partick or
Jamie,
whatever
I
for a
bet
long
they've done
time
we've
it
now.
done,
before. They've
we've
done
done
it
it for
before.
years.
They've done it
Don't
before.
I know
fucking
that.
stick
I
up
know that.
for them.
I mean, they
You know
can't
what I
really
mean?
I'm
say,
not. I'm
"Oh,
just.
because
I'm telling you that's probably the reason they've been underprepared for it. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
fucking great."
they
Like,
wanted it. They were the ones that
I,
agreed to the
I said it's all
7.5 for
right.
the SFA, and then they make a statement after it saying, "Oh, it's a disgrace." Well, you made it. You made the
Because
disgrace.
I think we
This is
mentioned
on
it on
news.
this.
No any of
I
the
think we mentioned it on the podcast, or me and Davey spoke about it before. I didn't think we were going to get that full stand just because of the fact that the police had that wee corner. They knew how to deal with that. But it's like getting that full stand. They have to prepare themselves because
No, I know. I
think
agree.
about it. It's because like they've got every Celtic fan's safety and also in their hands, and they didn't. It didn't seem like they cared that much. They were closing turnstiles when there's thousands of people trying to get in. I get people are saying that's because you opened the fire doors or the disabled doors or whatever, but that's still causing more chaos than it's actually helping. Like you're closing turnstiles when thousands of people are trying to get in to a small portion of that ground. I just felt that was the worst I've ever seen it in any away ground.
and then
And
even
in the
after the
stadium
game,
as well, and after the game as well, they were
after
just
the game, you had Celtic buses parked in Helen Street, where
aye.
you know that there's fucking 40,000 Rangers fans leaving that game.
It was
So why the fuck have you get Celtic fans buses parked where
aye.
you know where Rangers fans are going to be walking?
It was
Two
Stuart.
buses go to each other, and then a guy gets his seat jumped on, and it's
Aye.
supposed his fault.
I see the
Let's be
Stuart.
honest, mate. Maybe that
That's
happens if you
Stuart Hay.
fucking puts it right, and it
Stuart
doesn't.
Hay
It doesn't
said
get
that to
pushed
me.
right.
Stuart Hay messaged me after the game saying it was wild and all that blah blah
I
blah.
seen him.
And but he was saying he was walking to the game and he's seen Celtic buses getting told just park here, and the Celtic fans on the bus were like, "No, move us somewhere else." And the boys like, "We're telling you to park there." So
Aye,
that's ridiculous. If
I
that
seen
is the
Stuart on
case,
Saturday, mate. Seen I was walking down with the
that's
march, and was standing outside a pub. His goalie tap on.
that's mental. So it just felt like it was a domino effect, all sorts of things that led up to the point that Celtic and Rangers fans were going in the middle of that pitch, and then after they're going to hold their hands up and say, "Oh, we couldn't police it," which is a lot of bollocks because they've policed it millions of times before. And
Aye, mate.
Listen,
They've done that to Shaftesbury sets a ban.
they've probably policed bigger capacity stadiums or whatever.
Hamden.
So at the Hampden concerts, stuff like that. So I don't agree with
no.
what they said there. I mean,
Well, I do agree with you, Corey. Right, I do agree that the police. Obviously, you experienced it on Sunday, where you seen, getting in and out the stadium and all that, right? And it should have been better policed, and they had to be better prepared. And God knows when we're going to get full allocations for the away fans again.
Never.
But if
never.
it probably, I think it'll happen at some point, the nine.
I don't
But
think so.
But the thing is, right, you can't solely blame the police though. You've got to blame
Oh,
people as
Blame
well.
the stewards.
You've got to
no,
you've got to
no,
blame people. People who decide to turn up at Ibrox so they can run in the fire exit. You've got to blame people who decide to run on a football park. You've got to blame people who decide to graffiti and write shite about fucking 66 poor people who died in a fucking disaster. You've got to fucking blame people. People have to be accountable as well here. You know what I mean?
Aye.
I totally agree with you, but
That's
we're
the whole
also
point of
saying
rivalry, Jamie. Well, it's not. I'm not
Nah,
bothered. I don't want to
there's-
graffiti in that because see,
nah,
it
it's
happens
too
when you
far,
come
mate. It's too
together.
far.
No, all right,
It's
that's your opinion, mate. But it happens. Beside, it's always happened, mate. Let's be honest. It's going to
aye.
keep happening. We're meant to
It
hate
doesn't
each
make it
other.
right. It doesn't make
No, I
it
know it
right, but
doesn't.
as always,
But you
as
deal
always
with
going to be there.
you deal
As
with the
always gonna be
toilets
there.
getting smashed up. You deal with that. That's what the fucking. That's why they put money. See the money that Rangers need to give you because it's a cup game. Celtic need to give that back because they need to pay for your fans. But no, the thing is, why are you still selling tickets to fucking cunts that are banned for Partick for away games? Do you know what I mean? That's
It's like,
mental.
man. But that's what I get what you're saying, Jamie. Like obviously, people the blame
Good,
for
my
the
man.
stupid stuff they've done. Aye, all good, Davy boy. And you're spot on with that, but at the same time, that's why I was saying it felt like a domino effect. It felt like for the get go, shit was just going wrong, and when shit goes wrong in a power keg a game like that at Ibrox, you've got the full stand again. Like Celtic fans are singing simply the best to rip the piss and all that sort of stuff.
And we play the full
Sh-
song.
Aye, and shit like that's going to happen. Shit's going to hit the fan if everything isn't prepared correctly. And it
Properly.
didn't feel like it was.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like it was. I get like what you're saying with the people writing all that stuff. I think it's out of order, but at the same time, it's just not. It just wasn't right. It just didn't feel right. I didn't feel safe, pretty much.
The police should have known this was happening. At the end, Celtic fans came onto the track when they scored the offside goal about 30-40ish. So they should have been prepared for it.
Aye.
I agree with everything you said again, right? But one thing you have to give the police a bit of credit as well, though, for when it all did start to kick off and everybody was on the park. I thought they dealt with it quite well, quickly when it actually came on the park.
No,
we're talking about a handful of incidents. Considering that amount of people in the park, is pretty impressive when they done the big lineup. You know what I mean? Just on the Celtic, kind of the edge of the box and stuff.
But all they're talking about is, see, I don't know if you've seen the video of the boy punching the steward, right? But see, just before the boy punches the steward, what does the steward do? Punches the boy first. So I don't agree with swinging punches and then the boy getting lifted because he punched you back. Do you know what I mean? I don't agree with all that shit.
That's what I mean.
What they should have done was, see what they did at Hampden, 2 lines of police in front of that away.
Aye.
That away section, 10 minutes to go before the penalties. 2 lines, boom, date round the fucking main stone, because that's where they're going to get to each other.
Aye.
They didn't. They sat in the wee fucking bit of the gates and done fuck all.
See, at Celtic Park, when it's a game, just say, because Robbie's here, it's Celtic versus St Mirren. Last 10 minutes, you're seeing stewards all the way around the stadium. See, when it was the penalties, I seen no stewards.
Correct.
I didn't see a steward.
Aye, mate.
I don't know what that's all about.
The 66 thing, Kenneth, how you doing, mate? The 66 thing was wrong, boys. We are better than them. Don't give them any excuse, for fuck's sake. How would we shit like that?
But
is that counting Lisbon Lions?
It's going to happen pace-wise, mate.
I don't think. We're not saying that it's right, but we're just saying
no.
It's going to happen.
It's not a tit for tat situation, but it's always going to be.
It is when you think about
Celtic
it.
fans are always going to sing something wrong, no matter what. I don't agree with it. Jamie doesn't agree with it.
Let's be honest, when you're in the moment, Corey, you're singing the song. Let's no kid
but you know what I mean? It's like vast majority, they're like, that's wrong. And the vast majority of fans will say it's
because
wrong,
the way I am, that's I don't mind you doing it. I'm not saying that everybody's the same as me, because not a lot of people are, to be fair.
I know,
but I love it all. I love all that shit.
I don't mind passion, I don't mind rivalry, I don't mind I don't mind disliking your fucking oppositions and all that. But as soon as you get down to actual fucking hatred and all that, man, I'm out, man.
I know, but that's what I mean. Like, the majority of people are like that. But there's always, no matter how long this game is going to be around, there's always going to be that hatred. There's always going to be that hatred, Jamie.
And it's
I'm not saying
going
it's
to
right.
be
I'm not going to. But both of us are saying it's right. I mean, we know it's not right, but we just know it's just the facts, unfortunately, about this result fixture.
Can just a few people in the comments and gone incognito. Why can't we see you guys? Can we all see each other? All right,
aye. I forgot Robbie was here. I thought he was yang on the wing.
I was going to get to Robbie now. What's happening, Robbie? What did you make of the aftermath, mate, before we get to the St Mirren game?
I thought there was probably a bigger issue that I personally took away from the game from a neutral point of view. And I've heard a few fans that went to the game and took their sons or daughters. And for me, what really stuck out, guys, was people don't want to go back to football anymore if they're going to a game. And now I'm all for getting the rivalry, and I get why it's so big, and I get why both sets of fans don't like each other, and I can understand all that. But no one should ever go to a football game and feel scared or feel threatened. And when you're getting people calling up different shows saying, "Oh, my wee daughter had a glass bottle nearly hit her, and we're getting all this sort of stuff. That's for me bigger than any allocation. Or I've seen people talk about the alcohol sales at football. For me, actually getting fans involved in football is the big issue. And when fans don't want to go to games anymore because stuff that's happened, and look at people will always come back and go, oh well, it's the old firm, you should know it, so it's always going to be a bit heated. I get that, but still, nobody should ever go to a football game and feel scared. There wasn't one team that was in the ring, one team that was in the right. Both teams were in the both sets of fans, were in the ring. In this situation, we had fucking Rey Mysterio crew run onto the pitch at some point. And
Staunch Mysterio.
I told you about that earlier.
I we had all that, and it's just, for me, it's childish, to be honest with you. It's the only way I look at it. And again, I can get the hatred and I can get why you don't like each other, but for me, you stay off the pitch at all times in any game, any place. That's the one place you just don't go. You don't step on the pitch. That's overstepping the mark. So I don't know where we go for here with this, to be honest with you. I think the SFA have got to do something about it. I don't know
Sorry, just to touch on the Robbie's Rey Mysterio thing. The funny thing I seen on Monday was somebody wrote Boyaka 1690 instead of 619. I thought that was very decent.
But, you have got a pea brain, haven't you?
I thought it was hysterical.
but no, actually,
to be fair, but the only thing that's good with them is no face, no case in it. Both sides.
Silver lining for you there,
David's
fucking right, especially the cunt tripped up the post in the middle of the park.
You've said too much. You've said
I think we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that now, and we'll move on to the nice wee Cam Glasgow Paisley derby that happened on Sunday night.
Can I just say, Robbie, your team are cheating bastards.
Oh, now you're starting on name now?
I know, fucking hell, man.
Actually, that's watch your game and see when they went back. I was like, what the fuck happened? That's how good the game was.
Right, so hold on, before we go to Robbie, what do you mean they're cheating bastards? What's happened?
Robbie will tell you.
Fuck you.
Did you see the penalty?
Are you talking about the penalty?
Aye.
Right, okay. Probably. Okay. Robbie, what did you make of the game, mate? Were you at the game?
I was not at the game, mate. I was out all weekend, so I spent the weekend in my bed. So that was fun. But no, I did also get to watch it. I was quite happy actually watching all the games at the weekend, to be fair. It was a good weekend of cup action, but Davik and day one, we've had about 7 or 8 decisions go against us only this season. So I think it's good. A bit of luck goes in our favour. But Jerry, I don't know about you. I thought it was a very good game. I thought Thistle, I knew they were going to show no fear, and that was one of the big things. I was wondering how we were going to deal with. We're in a rut. We can't really beat anybody. We're giving away own goals left, right, and centre. I was wondering how we were going to handle the game, and after 2 minutes, Stanway hitting the post, I was kind of shitting myself. I thought it was all going to go Thistle's way, but honestly, every piece of the 90, I thought we handled ourselves pretty well. Obviously, Phillips goes at the other end of the park 5 minutes later and hits the post as well, but no, I thought we handled ourselves well. Look, in football, you need a bit of luck. I can't believe the Thistle fans online try to make an agenda against themselves, like the SFA sit in the office and go, right, let's fuck our Partick Thistle this season. We've been. You can go through every team in the league and pick out moments where they've been stuffed in by VAR. It's just bad in general. And I will say that St Mirren decision, the Partick Thistle decision not to give a penalty, is probably the worst decision I've seen all season. Because it's factually incorrect. It's factually just not a penalty when it hits his leg. So the fact that it's went, and I couldn't stress this enough when I've done other shows, the fact that they went to the monitor and 3 people in that VAR room couldn't decide that wasn't a penalty is embarrassing to me. And it shows how poor the refereeing standard is, because it's factually not a penalty. There's nothing more else. You can't argue and go, oh, well, his hand's in an unnatural position, because as soon as it hits his leg, it doesn't matter. It's in the rule book that as soon as it hits his leg, it's not a penalty. So the fact that they've missed that, and then that lady does to score a second in injury time. So Partick Thistle have every right to feel like they've been undone and probably should have won the game, to be honest with you. But we've been stuffed there by VAR 7 or 8 times this season. So you know what? We deserve a bit of luck going our way.
Just say, Robbie, fuck them.
Don't back down, double down on it.
No, but I mean, I thought that was a good representation with the Thistle away fans are what football's meant to be like in a cup tie. You know, the fans were brilliant. Even with everything that happened up in Glasgow, they still managed to find a way to get to the game. Turned out in the big numbers, 2 brilliant displays. And I thought it was just a decent game of football. I thought in the second half, we handled it very professionally, got the job done. And now we look forward to the rematch at the cup final last year against Celtic. So I'm looking forward to that. But no, guys, I thought it was a brilliant match and a brilliant representation of what Scottish football should be.
Definitely. I thought Partick Thistle were really good in the second half as well. I mean, I think that they came out and took it to use a wee bit. They created a number of chances, and then they scored a very, very nice goal, which is getting quite, I don't think it's getting the plaudits it deserves, man. It came through a corner. He heads to the box and he sticks it in the bottom corner. I mean, it was an epic goal, but St Mirren kind of killed the tie in the first half. But I mean, you're going back to that VAR decision. It's like, as you say, man, it's not even subjective, that one. You know what I mean? It's not even like, oh, well, depends how you look at it and stuff like that. As you say, it's factually, as soon as it hits his leg. I mean, a number of years ago, was it 2 years ago, where if it hit his leg and then done that and hit his arm, it was a penalty. But they changed the rules on that. And, they changed the rules to if it hits another part of your body and then hits your arm, it's not a penalty. So I'm agreeing. I just don't understand what these officials are doing anymore. I just don't get it, man.
The only thing I can think is they've genuinely missed it. And see if they've missed it, they should all be sacked. Every one of them that was in that
Change it from week to week, don't they?
It's change all the time.
It's fucking mental.
That rule's the same, but that rule's if it hits another part of your body and then
They
hits.
seen the one with, I'm not bringing news into it, obviously, but news come Marmot when it comes up after the leg and hits a horn. And then we get told they'll not be gave for the rest of the season. So why did that one get give? Do you know what I mean? Can't you give one and then say that's not going to happen the rest of the season?
That's the thing, is we go on about it all the time. Even if it's the wrong decision, if it's the wrong decision they're making and they're not following the rules or whatever, that's even fair enough, right? But they're not consistent with it, even if they were consistently wrong. But the thing is, that's the problem. They get a lot of things right, and then they get fucking stupid things like that wrong, and it just frustrates you, man.
Yeah.
And they take their time fucking coming to the decision.
Sometimes.
And it's a wrong decision sometimes, do you know what I mean?
But I don't get to see when it's the 3 or 4 minutes they're watching it, then all of a sudden they're like, by the way, can you check it? Surely after about a minute and a half, you don't know. You can't, no matter how many times you're going to watch it, it's not going to
All he's got to do is go out to the screen and say, show me that one. Or wind that back, show me it for that angle, do that. That's what they're doing.
No, I know.
You know what I mean? So...
Definitely.
And don't forget as well, in that instance, no St Mirren players even remotely calling for that. They continues for about 2 minutes and then they stop the game. But
the Dickinson minute in the middle of the park?
I think so, aye. But I just think if the referees went to the monitor and 3 people in that VR box have missed it, then, any other field of work, you get sacked for missing something that big. So it's like, and obviously I'm not saying everybody, if you sacked every referee that made a mistake, they've been then left, but they should be punished in some sort of form, because how long can you keep going? Like, you've gave Thistle there. Thistle had the chance. If they beat us, they go to Hampden. They get more money for playing Celtic. They get more money for probably getting the share of Hampden, however much they make after the game. They can sell merch and that for getting to Hampden. They can do all this, do all that, get hundreds of fans. And that's just been missed out because the SFA and the VR books can't do their job. So it's, if you're a Thistle fan, you've every right to be annoyed with it.
No,
definitely, mate.
As you say, you've been in that position 7 or 8 times this season yourself.
Aye, exactly. And Mark Wilson summed it up perfectly in his press conference. Why did Thistle want to come up and start paying for VR? Why would they want to be in the Premiership? Because that's what they're getting after one taste, never mind 38 games.
I know VAR is obviously it's got its benefits, but see, when there was no VAR and just say like the referee did just miss it and it was a fuck up, you were raging, but you were just like, fair enough, they didn't see it. But now, because you've got so many cameras and so many different angles and all that sort of stuff, I see when they do miss it, you're just like, how did you miss it? Because you've, like you said, there's 3 people in a box watching the game for all sorts of angles. You've got somebody on the pitch watching it like face to face, and they can still make the decisions so poorly. I don't understand that at all.
But it's like, you can watch it once or twice and see that it's in or it's a penalty, whatever.
Aye.
They take another 10 minutes to fucking tell you. When you've actually watched it 2 seconds and you're like, that isn't it?
Aye, Sky Sports, you see them like, it's penalty, then it's fucking 3 minutes later. Oh, it's not.
Unless you're Michael Stewart.
Aye, but St Mirren ended up seeing it through anyway, won the match. So it's St Mirren against Celtic after the game. There was a draw, St Mirren against Celtic, like I said, on Fairman Falkirk. Who's winning the semi-finals? Before we go into Stephen Robinson, who's winning the semi-finals?
St Mirren and Falkirk.
It's going to be a repeat of that up there. It'll be St Mirren. I think St Mirren and Dunfermline.
Going to repeat up there. Is that my jumper you're pointing to?
Both of us are talking shite.
Aye.
I think it's going to be Celtic Falkirk.
Probably Celtic Falkirk. Aye.
Look, we done this me and Brian done this in December with you, so we weren't talking shit then. So we're not
fucking
talking shit
tell them, Robbie.
I said,
I'm getting back up.
The one key thing was 2 nights before the cup final when we done that, mate. We had a wee guy called Wilfred Noncy in charge of Celtic.
Pash.
So it's no pash. It's no pash. If that's Martin O'Neill's Celtic team, man, we're not getting beaten that final. I'm not having that, man. But that's what I believe. But anyway, I'm not taking it away from St Mirren. I'm calm down, man. St Mirren did well done. They won the trophy and all that. But I mean, Wilfred Noncy's team, man. Fuck. Anyway, less said about that, the better.
Robbie, this is a guy that actually got in contact with a fucking Montreal fan or wherever Noncy came from.
Not even the right country, you fanny. Not even the right country.
Praising the guy, I don't give a fuck. Praising the guy, mate. The two of them were chugging each other off at him.
I wasn't praising the guy. He was praising the guy and I was listening to what you want about. I didn't know anything about him.
See, I like Craig's comment.
Corey's sitting up there quiet, but he did, by the way, he did.
See, Craig's a sound guy.
See what, sorry?
Craig's a sound guy with his comments. I like him.
Oh, Craig?
Aye, sound guy.
St Mirren. Don't praise Craig, mate. No, Craig doesn't deserve any praise.
Come on, Craig.
That's rule number 1 of this podcast. You don't praise Craig McAdam.
David, Dunfermline have a chance. I wouldn't totally. I'm not writing any of them off. I just gave a prediction. I think anybody could go through.
I think the white Falkirk play them off the park. You have to get first.
We'll see. Right, let's get to the big news of today. And Robbie's here, big St Mirren fan, St Mirren podcaster. Robbie, your manager has been given permission through his contract to go and speak to Aberdeen. How are you feeling about that, mate? Do you think it will happen?
I think it's already happened, if I'm being completely honest with you. I think we're just waiting on the announcement there. I was a bit surprised it's not been announced tonight, to be honest with you. But I think one of the main things people forget, right, even if it's not going to happen, and my hedges up, we'll find out in the morning, but if you go back to when it was announced, then a lot of people were going, oh, Robinson's no ambitious and Robinson doesn't want to see out the season. Let's just go back a minute and say Aberdeen activated a contract clause to allow them to speak to Robinson. So that's what's the Robinson's decision. It's not like Robinson's put in his CV to Pittodrie and went, I want that job. It's the other way about. Aberdeen have now activated something that allows them to go and speak to Robinson. So that's first thing, because a lot of St Mirren fans have already turned on him, which is absolutely baffling, by the way. But I do personally think, guys, I think he will go to Aberdeen, and fair play. He's taking double his wage. That's another argument I'm seeing. Oh, he's only in it for the money. You're in life for the money. You're in football management for the money. Of course, you want to manage big clubs, but you're in it for the money. If you're working at an admin job and somebody comes and offers you triple your salary, you're going to bite the hand off for it. So it's a no-brainer for Robinson. I'm a bit sceptical. It's a bit weird timing, I'm up, because the Northern Ireland job looks like it's just around the corner. I really do think Mike O'Neill, I think his name is, the Northern Ireland boss, is going to step down after the qualifiers, because I don't see Northern Ireland beating Italy. But you
never know, me. Have faith.
But no, I think it is just around the corner to open up. So I would have hedged my bets, to be honest with you. If you brought me on 2 weeks ago, I would have told you he's waiting until the end of the season to take that job. Clearly not the case. He wants to go and take on Aberdeen, and why not? You know, we're seeing a lot of people saying he's not got the style for it, but what is Aberdeen's style? You couldn't look at the last 5 years of Aberdeen and go, all right, they play that way, or they want that, and the fans might want something, but the board need to deal with somebody that knows the league. They need to get somebody in that knows how to win games in this division. Robinson's been in the top 6 3 consecutive seasons. The only club outside the Rangers and Celtic to do that, by the way. He knows how to win games. He's quite good at knockout competitions. So you never know. You could get Aberdeen a cup run.
What age is Stephen Robinson?
Stephen's only
Late 40s.
40, I think. Aye.
40?
Right, so mid-40s maybe?
Oh no, he's actually much older than that. Actually, my apologies. 51, Stephen Robinson.
51.
Fucking
So
hell.
I mean, he's still relatively young. So I'm just thinking that Northern Ireland job. I know that you're saying go to that, but I mean, Aberdeen for a year or two, build up his stats even more, maybe get him into Europe or whatever in the next season or two, and then he's got maybe a chance to get in the Northern Ireland job. He might be looking at doing that road, because once you become an international manager, you're very fucking, you're stagnant for a lot of the year, aren't you? You know what I mean? You're only working 3-4 times a year, especially if there's no kind of tournament or whatever. So he's still a relatively young guy, young manager on that, and so he's. For me, an international job is for a guy in their 60s, coming, towards the end of coming up to retirement and all this, in my opinion, anyway. But I mean, Stephen Robinson's probably just looking. You know what? It's a bigger club. He's going to have more resources. He's going to have a better chance. What's that?
She's near bench. You said Aberdeen are a bigger club.
Aye, I don't want to offend Robbie. You know what I mean? But
I know what you're telling.
No, you say that first, no offence, Robbie, then state facts. You don't state the facts by way, no
Fucking
offence.
hell, don't have the boys feeling. Remember we had him on a few weeks ago and he was nearly greeting because fans were wanting him out?
But anyway, aye, so I believe that. But Corey, do you think that Aberdeen and Stephen Robinson's a good match?
Aye. I thought if Stephen Robinson did ever leave St Mirren, it would be to a Hibs Hearts winner, obviously before they went to the top of the table, or Aberdeen. Not quite Celtic or Rangers, but the other bigger teams, if you know what I mean. I thought that he's, like Robbie says, he's been here and done it in the league. He's gave us a few terrible games, a few beats, and after he's done it with Rangers as well, he's gave Rangers teams a few scares or a few losses here and there. So he's got a bit of bravery about him, and I think Aberdeen will like him as well because he sticks to UK and Ireland based players mostly, or he'll get people who've played in the lower leagues of England and develop them into better players and stuff like that. So I think Aberdeen will kind of like that kind of aspect because they've went down the Scandinavian route, and I don't think a lot of the players are really up to much. It came over here for like Sweden and Norway or whatever. I think he'll do really well.
They might have a bigger team try to get rid of the players that were there.
Aye, I think that'd be his biggest thing. Just
That's
to
a
get
very
rid
good.
of those sort of players.
That's a good point, Corey. I like that point, David. What do you think? Do you think that it's going to be a good fit? I personally agree with Corey on that one.
I don't know, because who was the last person that's had at least 2 seasons at Aberdeen? Do you know what I mean? Derek McInnes. Everybody, as Robbie said, Aberdeen style. That's why they got rid of Dale McInnes, because they wanted to play football, and they've not done it yet. They had a wee 3-4 month last year at the start, and then they fell away.
Would that not play into Corey's point though? Then you then go, right, well, if Aberdeen can't seem to find a manager that can play that style and be successful, then you're going to need to go back to the roots. You're going to need to go back to being able to be hard to beat.
I just think it would be a waste of Stephen Robinson's time going there, and then the fans want him out after 6 months if it doesn't work.
The fans don't even want him.
They don't want him. They don't even want him.
I know, because they think they can get somebody bigger. But see, the thing is, see if he gets in and does what he's done with you, then they're going to change their mind on it. It's like everybody else.
But Aberdeen and their fans, they think they're bigger than what they are.
Aye.
They think they should be up there with Celtic and Rangers. They don't have the financial backing to be up there with Celtic and Rangers. They don't have the calibre of players that they can even attract to be up there with Celtic and Rangers. They've won a European Cup before. They were good in the 80s, but that means fuck all nowadays.
I think they've spent more than Hearts and Hibs this year. Obviously,
I know, but
they're still in their hearts. Do you know what I mean?
I know, but I would say Hearts and Hibs are bigger than Aberdeen.
Oh, the sheepshaggers will be out for you, man.
Craig says, remember that there was talk of him coming to us when Martin went. He's a good manager.
I'm not taking away as a good manager. I just don't think it's a right fit for Aberdeen.
But I think
for him, fuck him.
I think the only weird thing for me for Stephen Robinson is he's leaving of like 3/4 of the season's gone. And you see if he left at the end of the season with a cup, finally for St Mirren,
Aye,
to be
there
the
you go.
cherry on top type of thing. But what's that saying?
Aberdeen will get a
Good
decent
one,
manager in Robinson. He has done well at St Mirren with what he has had to work with. Then hopefully it won't be another Jim Goodwin scenario. Look what happened to him. I don't think it'll be Jim Goodwin. I just think that Robinson and I actually disagree with Davey. Like, I get as Robinson and Aberdeen are a good fit. I think that Robinson does play decent football, whenever he can, whenever he's got the system to do it and the players to do it and stuff like that. So I think that Aberdeen will be a good fit for him, man. I really do.
He's done it with Motherwell, he's done it with St Mirren. I think obviously down south it didn't really work out, but
It
apart from
didn't
that,
work out the second time at Motherwell, did it? Because everything come back up, didn't he?
but I think it was doing alright. I think it wasn't like they were doing bad.
No, yeah, I like him. I like him.
I think he's
But I don't like Dave. So
that's fair enough. But I do think Aberdeen's got a kind of identity complex. They just think that they're one of the biggest clubs in Scotland. They might be one of them, but I don't think they're right up there.
the fans want us out the league. On Twitter.
But
they feel so they can be one of the best teams in the league.
that's the only way they would win leagues.
If we were
top three. You tell them, Robbie boy.
The Aberdeen would not be top three if Rangers and Celtic went into England. No chance.
No, this year anyway. No, no chance.
I wouldn't say so, but I just think they think that they should be
challenging
they should be challenging for titles. But when I've been watching football, I've not seen anything for Aberdeen to say, "Oh, you should be." Maybe cup runs here and there, but apart from that, nothing else.
Sorry,
no, I was just going to say, it's so interesting, Corey, your point about Motherwell, you're spot on. The Aberdeen fans say that he's a defensive-minded coach. He's not at all. He's not even been defensive-minded at St Mirren. He can be in games. Of course, the one that springs to mind is when we beat Angie's undefeated record in earlier year at Paisley, 2-0. It was very defensive-minded that game, but you've got to be sometimes. Every club
has... When done against Barcelona, mate, and they praise him.
You know what I mean? It's a bit of savvy.
He's not a defensive coach. He's not.
The best example of that, see when you look at Motherwell and they deployed the 4-2-3-1, I think it was, in both cup finals against Celtic and went right at them for both cup finals. I know they ended up losing, but you're never going to win every cup final. You see,
it's a big striker that's he's hanging it.
It does. It also
again, though, I mean, is that just because that's his resources and that's what worked for him at St Mirren? They might try something different, do you know what I mean?
He's done it with Motherwell. That's what I'm saying. He's done it with Motherwell as well.
I think the physicality side, he likes that. He doesn't like his team to be kind of pushovers, because obviously he's been Motherwell and St Mirren, no offence, obviously, Robbie, but they've not...
No, you don't say that first. You say that afterwards, mate.
If you strip it, you do at the end. But they don't have the technically... The players don't have the better technical ability compared to Celtic and Rangers. I mean,
well, you just take one player. Colleen Phillips was at Aberdeen and looked shite, and now look at St Mirren.
He gets the best out of him.
Is that as well?
But
he uses his physicality as well. It's like he doesn't say just use a technique, go in there and fucking show you've got a bit of bottle, you've got a bit of dig about you, and that's what I like about Stephen Robinson's teams. They're no shying away for tackles.
Robinson. Sorry, on you go, Jimmy.
So I've just got to read out, mate. Robinson has definitely got a lot of Scottish Premiership experience as a manager, same as Derek McInnes, and look what he's achieving at Hearts in the league, says David. Sorry, Robbie.
I was just going to say Robinson will love a front to all Asanya in this, but that's two players that Robinson will look to get every bit of energy out of them every game, because all Asanya is a prime example of leaving us, then going to another team and being shite. We're talking about him bringing players in and making them good. That's a pretty good example, but he's going to go and work with. I'm sure he'll get the best at all Asanya. He did it at us. But then you've got a guy like this, but that's probably the best striker Robinson's ever going to ever worked with so far in his career. I doubt he's probably worked with a better one. So he's got all the tools there that Aberdeen needs. I'm excited to see how he does with a big club. He's never had this big a budget before. So, we can't really definitively say whether he's going to be good or bad. It's just going to be time as time. What I would say is, even if he does recruit players and it doesn't go exactly his way, you've got to give him time. As David said earlier, when's the last time Aberdeen kept a manager for more than 2 years? It doesn't happen, but
to be fair, I think they stuck with Jimmy Tilleen a wee bit too long, if I'm being honest. But I mean, I know he had a good season last season, but they could have sacked him quite a bit before it, but they stuck with him. So maybe that is Aberdeen trying to change things about. And obviously they've took their time with this appointment as well. You know what I mean? It's been 2 months since Jimmy Tillina has actually left Aberdeen. So I mean, obviously they've decided to take their time on this one and have a look and decide
Let's
what's
be
right.
honest, the contract's no signed yet. Maybe he says no.
Well, I was thinking about this.
I'd be
The only stumbling block I can see,
Is
the only
that
stumbling block.
Austrian
Yes.
whatever he is.
Yes. That's
I
the
was
only
just
thing I
thinking
can
that.
see Robinson maybe going like, you know what, I need more control than this. He's got too much say or whatever. Because obviously Robinson has been given free rein at St Mirren, I believe, and when he was at Morecambe and all this. So I mean, I think it's.
See, before I came on here, I seen a St Mirren coach with DO in the badge saying he's got to be next. Who's that?
Dermot O'Carroll, a former assistant manager.
Is it? I didn't know who it was, so I thought I would ask.
I've got some candidates here that I like, but Dermot O'Carroll is this current Sparta Prague assistant manager, and he's in the Northern Ireland setup. So I doubt we're going to go for him.
You spoke about him the last time, actually.
It would be a very big long stretch to try and pull him back. But I think, Jamie, your point's spot on. There's every chance in the world Robinson turns out of this. It turns out of Aberdeen today and says no, and no even says no for control. I think he'd just got there and say he doesn't want it. The main thing for me is you're walking into such a toxic club now. Robinson will not be daft. He will know what the fans are saying. And there's not a single fan I've seen on social media today that says, "Oh, I can't wait for him to join. I'd be buzzing with him joining the club." They're all toxic. They all want to chant at the board. They're doing a 12-minute layoff against Falkirk on Saturday where they're going to miss the first 12 minutes of the game. If I'm Stephen Robinson, I don't want to walk into that atmosphere right now. And I know on the other side of that, you could be looking and they could be going, all right, well, I'll go in and fix this. I've got that mentality. I can go in and I can do the job. But Robinson's a smart guy. Does he really want to hand his Northern Ireland job chances at this point in his career when, realistically, if he waited this at the end of the season and let's just say he did win the cup and done the double, then it'd be a stick-on for the Northern Ireland job. And I know, Jamie, you were saying he was a bit young, but 4 years ago when he joined the club, it was his dream. It's the very first thing he talked about. It was like, my dream in football management's to go and coach the national team. It's been always been passionate about the last 4 years. So I think if he came up at the end of the season, I think it'd be a shoo-in to go straight into that setup.
Surely would he sign for Aberdeen though, and then I can't see if he goes to Aberdeen. I can't see him going to the Northern Ireland job in the summer.
No chance. But maybe we don't know. We don't know how the talks went. Maybe Robinson went up there with the mentality of, I'm not fucking taking this, but I'll just go up and see what they want anyway.
You never know. I'm
not going to know until tomorrow when it's probably. I mean, I still think it will be announced. I think it will be Aberdeen manager, but we don't know until we sort of know. I think it was a bit daft for Aberdeen to post it on social media, mind you, because probably didn't get it.
Do you think he'll get a bit of leeway with the fans that want him out the new if he does knock them back?
It's a good point.
Yeah, it's a good point. I don't know that. Like, no matter, I think it's so weird, David, right? Because since Robinson joined the club, there's been fans against him, and there still is.
You're always going to get shit like that, mate.
There's still fans that after 3 top sixes, European football, winning cups, still don't like him, and you're always going to get that. But Aberdeen seems a lot more hostile and a lot more toxic right now.
Well, you just look at us too. We shouted up Russell Martin, you shouted up Wilfred Nancy when he joined, like the fucking state they do, you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? That's the way it goes. So maybe if they're toxic, maybe got fucking change it a bit.
And by the way, I can only hope to see if it does go. By the way, it goes. Me personally, it goes with my best wishes. I wish him nothing but success. I hope he does well with Aberdeen because I will never know love the guy for what he did.
Well said, mate.
I watched Alan Stubbs for a year. Like I've seen it all. Like having Robinson's probably going to be the best 4 years I ever get as a St Mirren fan. So I'm leaving.
David says, great pod, great laugh as usual. Cheers, guys. Thanks very much, David. I appreciate that, mate.
Cheers, mate.
So I reckon he'll go. I think we all kind of think that he is going to end up going. You mentioned you think he'll. Do you honestly think he'll knock him back?
I actually think he'll knock him back.
I think there's a possibility just because it's a small possibility, but it's just where they are in the league. If you know what I mean. See, because it's like it's a close playoff relegation battle. Would he really want to be the person to kind of stick the knife in St Mirren and kind of put him through? Is that saying?
Craig is asking Robbie, he's doing a wee bit of Doing a wee bit of begging here, Robbie. You said you liked me. I'm looking for two tickets for Sunday. Any chances?
I'll speak to a few people in the club and see what I can do.
Well, this
Are
is
you not the
Robbie, who's
chairman?
like pals with the chairman and stuff like that. So you might.
Robbie,
You might get
That's
lucky
actually
too.
just flag that out there.
did I know? See, when you done the 2-on-2 before the cup final, did your pal know say he was getting Robinson tattooed in his leg?
Oh, that was
right.
Goggins.
No, Goggins.
Ryan
I
was-
know he got.
Oh no, he did say get it done if they won the cup. Did he not?
Robinson was in all.
said, I did. I said if they won the cup, I think he'd get a
Right, we need to
Robinson
get
tattoo as
Ryan
Did he
on
get
next
it
time. We'll get him
Phillies?
on.
well, listen, I'm getting one, and he's going to leave. So you just
Mate, I was going to get Philip Clement if he get into 3 players in January, he gets sacked about a month later.
But so I think obviously the three of us and Davey thinks that Robinson isn't going to go to Aberdeen. I think we all think we will. But going on to St Mirren though, before we finish up, you mentioned Dermot. What's his name? Dermot O'Carroll.
yeah.
So we've got him. Who else is on your list, mate? And who's your number one pick?
All right, okay. So I've thought I got 4 main shouts and I've got 4 outside shouts. So I'll go with the outside ones first. So the outside shouts are Dermot O'Carroll, as I've obviously named. Mark Wilson at Partick Thistle. I think he's a pretty young manager, but he's building a pretty good coaching team there. Obviously, probably needs a bit more experience, which you'll find with most of the shouts on here, but I wouldn't mind Mark. I think he speaks very well. You've got a guy with even less experience, Kevin Thompson. I love the way he speaks about the game. He speaks it up so well. He's so tactically inclined. Him and Charlie Mulgrew did a great job on that podcast. So I wouldn't mind Kevin Thompson, although I don't think he'd be a fan's favourite by any stretch. And the last on the outside shouts list is Barry Ferguson. Now, Jamie, I've obviously said this one to you. I do believe Barry's in an ambassador role in Rangers, so I don't know the chances of maybe getting him to Paisley, but I would love to see Barry Ferguson in the dugout. Obviously, David, you'll know more than me whether he's even inclined to want to go.
Nah, you don't want him, mate. Fucking humdigging.
Right, David, definitely no Charlie Adam, like somebody's commenting.
David says, I don't for Charlie Adam.
No, you're fine.
But your Charlie Adam did all right for the first few games at Fleetwood, and then it went downhill after that.
Kind of went pear-shaped after that, didn't it?
But for the sort of main candidates that I've got my eye on, Stephen Naismith's in there. Obviously, he's in the Scotland setup right now. Probably doesn't want to leave the Scotland setup ahead of the World Cup. But I've got a sneaky feeling that we're going to appoint an interim till the end of the season. Maybe Jamie Langfield will take the reins for the last 9 games, and then we'll try and appoint a manager. So maybe Naismith could be on the cards after the World Cup. I've got Stephen McGinn, of course, fans' favourite. He's always going to be in every list. Only problem with him is he's maybe just a bit too inexperienced right now, which obviously building that up at Falkirk, and he's obviously managed to under 19s, I think they are. So he's done an alright job with them. My second favourite is Robbie Nielsen, and the only reason he's second is because I doubt we're going to tempt him away for Belgium right now. I think he's really enjoying his time earlier. I think he's doing coaching work earlier now at clubs, so I doubt we're going to be able to tempt him there. And my favourite, and the one I'd love to have in the dugout, and David, you'll hate me for saying this, but it's Neil Lennon.
Hero.
I would love to have Neil in the dugout. I think Neil has. I think he's got everything. I think he's got everything for it. And as I said earlier, I think he can still be a good manager in the Premiership. So Neil Lennon would be my pick. But look, if we go European and we go for another approach, I certainly wouldn't complain. But that all depends on whether we stay up or no. And that's why I don't think we're going to get your likes of Nielsen's and Lennon's right now. And maybe we're going to go the interim route because we're still in a relegation battle as far as we're concerned. So maybe we wait till the end of the season, see what we can get. And also, Neil Lennon's in a cup semi-final and he's in a promotion playoff. So we probably wouldn't be able to get him now, but I think we'll wait till the end of the season and then assess our options. But any of them, honestly, Neil Lennon or Robbie Nielsen would probably be my 2 main targets.
I think Neil Lennon would be a good shout, but I don't think Lennon would leave Dunfermline at this point, to be honest.
That's how he's saying in the summer, but I think that's your best bet.
Lennon, I would say so.
Mate.
I think see if Dunfermline don't go up, I think he might fancy himself in the Premiership.
Definitely. But because we're in the they're sitting 4th or something now, aren't they?
4th.
But that's
4th for a semi-final, so you're probably not going to get them right now. So, end of the season, I'll say Lennon.
But that's one of the things, Robbie, you're saying if Dunfermline don't get promoted, what if you get relegated?
Aye, that's the other
Fuck's
side.
sake, might
That's
be
the
Neil
other
Lennon
side.
putting them down.
Aye,
It could be.
aye,
Aye,
still
it
doing
could
one.
be Lennon relegating us.
And the
The
playoffs.
minute they win the cup double and then getting relegated, half Lennon and taking him as a manager.
That'd be bizarre. But I wouldn't put it past this season though.
No, I know.
Wouldn't put it past Neil Lennon either. Well, sorry.
All that happened on Sunday and the 2 years are fighting for second.
I know.
But no, I think they're a pretty good shout. I mean, I like the outside shouts more because like somebody like Ferguson or Matt Wilson would be a appointment to see how they get on. But
I think
Craig.
Like Craig, Davey, you're dumped. That's what I'm saying.
I know. Aye, that's because we're playing St Mirren on Sunday. We're back on Monday.
Aye, well, that Robbie didn't give me a ticket, fuck him. But I was just saying, see your outside bets with like Kevin Thompson and Mark Wilson and all. I think that would be a good shout if you did get relegated though.
Just thinking, but Kevin Thompson and Charlie Mulgrew doing the podcast for the fucking manager's
the
office.
touchline. It'd be like the bit out tune the fat. Stevie, pull back.
See the thing with Kevin Thompson is you'd think he would want to get back into it because he did a great job with Kelty Hearts.
I know, but that must have happened because he's never been back in, has he? I don't even know. Did they not come back to Rangers for the boys, or was that before that? He done that
after that, but it's the same rigmarole. It's the same rigmarole of managers that get sacked. Like Robbie was saying, you Robbie Nielsen, like he's always going to be in the mix with Scottish.
These problems at Bolton.
One really out there shout, by the way, that I think I've mentioned to Jamie before is Graham Arnold, the old Australian boss. And
you did just say that last time.
It's so unrealistic, and I doubt it's ever going to happen. I don't think he'd ever come to St Mirren, but as a manager, I think I'd love to see coach in Scotland.
Big Angie's out of job, so
exactly.
Where did fucking Mother's manager come from Denmark? Get out there.
That's Danish.
There must be another baldy magician somewhere.
Well, you'd think if he managed to pop out of there, but no.
One a year.
You know what? He can't even fucking get out of Coat Bridge, mate.
You see my football managing team, mate? Fucking outstanding.
Every day.
I think the Jamie, your point about Thompson spot on it is interesting. He speaks so well about games. I heard him and Mulgrew sum up the Old Firm at the weekend, and I couldn't believe how well he sort of dissects everything that's happened and just overall speak about the game. It's very, very smart.
In the middle. He doesn't sway. He's like, if Rangers are pish, he'd pish.
He tells you, mate.
He tells you straight. I like that.
I think he's humble and all, by the way. He's humble and all, by the way. See if you talk to him on X, he replies to you and all that, and he gives you the time of day.
He's got a stoner for that.
Kevin Thompson message.
What about Morris
No, I'm
Ross?
talking about everybody who gives people the time of day.
Get him in your list, Robbie. Morris Ross. He talks well.
He talks shit.
But I think, Jamie, you said it. See, when you have coaches that talk like that and they speak so well, it's a shame that they're not still in management because you genuinely think they could do a really good job.
Right.
Obviously, another name that I've left out the list because I don't think he wants to get back into management is our former manager, Jack Ross. He's still in the Newcastle.
I think he's happy there, isn't he?
I don't think he's any interest in getting back into management, which is a shame because I actually quite like Jack and I thought he was actually a good manager. But no, that's probably my main candidates. Is there any of you that have any names that
you've tried that to say them all, innit?
I was thinking outside candidate, proper outside. Would you take Stephen McManus? See, because he's been in the coaching setup with Celtic.
To be honest, mate, I don't know too much about McManus. I don't know enough to really make a judgment.
He done the youth set up in Celtic for a wee while, and obviously Martin Neil's got him there.
What's John Kennedy up to?
He's over.
Someday
he's not coming back for fucking St Mirren.
Okay, here's something else that's left field then. How about Graham Murray? Graham Murray said to us last year that he wants back into management.
Graham Murray is a great guy.
He's a hero.
And that's no football-wise, that's when he was on the podcast.
He was on a podcast and he said after it he wants to get into management, and then he was close to going to, was it Dunfermline, wasn't it?
I think so.
It might have been his, but aye.
And he said he was close to going to Dunfermline and it kind of fell through with wages and stuff like that. So, you know, how no give him a good go, man. He's fucking obviously done really good at Sunderland. There's some good young boys down there, man. So,
tickets with me.
Yeah. Aye.
Right, aye.
He's some gymnast.
We'll have Robbie. We'll have Robbie, who's a St Mirren's biggest fan, and then he knows the chairman, so we'll be in with the chairman, and we know the manager. So we'll be like St Mirren. We'll be like our second team.
Nah, they've got a favourite show outside Dublin, if you know.
Fuck up.
That is a great place to end, guys. Telling Davey to fuck up. Everybody, thanks very much for watching. Appreciate it, Robbie.
Come an hour and a half.
Shut up, you. Robbie, you're a legend, mate. Thanks for coming on, everybody.
Cheers, Robbie.
See you all later on.